It's been a cracker of a season for Derek McInnes' side. It's been a cracker of a season for Danny Armstrong. The winger has chipped in with goals and assists as Killie have bloodied the noses of both Celtic and Rangers this season. There are games still to be played, with the Rugby Park support keen to be looking out their passports this summer, and Armstrong has admitted that he'd love the chance to be making a late push for a place in the plane as Steve Clarke's side head to Germany. We caught up with Armstrong as he reflected on a successful season and looked ahead at what's still to come. Danny, it's great to have you with us here on PLZ Soccer.
Thanks for having me.
Quite the season for you both individually and collectively. Do you want to talk us through it?
Yeah, it's been brilliant. It's different to last season. We were not struggling last season, but we were down the bottom end of the table, and it's a pleasure to be up this top end and going to push up the table as much as we can, and it's a great place to be, especially at the moment. I've enjoyed it from the Championship right until now, and hopefully we can finish the season strong and finish as strong as possible. I'd
imagine these last few weeks are significantly more enjoyable this season than they were last season when you were just fighting for your lives down at the bottom.
Yeah, it was difficult last season, especially it was the away kind of form for us. We couldn't really get that win away. Then we got it the last game. I think it was the last game before the split against St Mirren. And kind of after that, we never felt we were going to be in the 11th place. We always knew we had enough to kind of get through, but as you say, it's a lot better to be going for a 4th place finish rather than avoiding 11th or the 12th.
Towards the end of last season, when safety was confirmed and Derek was saying, I think this team and this squad are capable of being up and competing and being in the top 6, I think a few people might have raised their eyebrows, but as a team, did you guys feel that? Did you sense that you were capable of going out and consolidating a really strong position? Because you would have to say that you've punched above your weight this season when you look at teams, Hibs, Aberdeen, big resources that haven't made the top 6.
Yeah, I felt last year, I think it was only the Old Firm we never beat at home, so we always knew we could beat the teams, but it was just about beating them away from home, because we knew our home form was strong. And this season we ticked the first box, and it was the first game of the season against Rangers. It was beating an Old Firm team, to then go on and do it another two times.
Twice, we beat Celtic here and
beat Celtic here twice, and then getting a point at Parkhead. It was about ticking the boxes as we went along, and as with the squad, we kept a good few players, and we brought in strong players, and it's not just bringing in good players, it's bringing in good people as well. And that's one thing about this squad, we're a dead close group. And it was just about, it's funny because the first few games in pre-season we were a bit off it, so the boys were thinking, oh God, what's going on here? And then we got into the Premier Sports games, and then the nerves settled, and then it was the first game here, a massive game against Rangers, and I think it took maybe it took that game to believe in ourselves, and I think from then we just kicked on, and we had that belief that we could go and do something special here. We didn't do as well in the cups as we'd kind of like to do, but finishing the top 6 was the first objective of the season. We kept it quiet for as long as we possibly could, but we all knew we wanted to be up this end of the table rather than where we were last season. And as I say, we knew we're not scared of that sign. We're not scared of them to come to Rugby Park, and it was just about getting that away form as well, and we managed to do it.
Do you feel as though that first game against Rangers, that win, just set a tone for this season?
Yeah, it did, especially after the Premier Sports games. They weren't easy. They were playing lower teams, so not lesser, lower league teams, and we weren't playing as well as we kind of knew we could as a team and the kind of players we had. And it was just kind of good that it clicked on the first day of the season against a really, really tough opponent. As I say, it was about, can we better ourselves for last season? Can the players who've done well last season that are staying, can they better themselves? And I think we've all managed that so far.
Mm-hmm. You're 3 goals shy of equaling last season's goal tally. Do you back yourself to better it?
Yeah, I back myself. It was that's what people were saying to me, could I kind of replicate my season? But I wasn't thinking about replicating it, I was thinking about bettering it. And I feel this season so far I've took up a notch again. I feel like my all-round game's been better this season. I've contributed to more goals already, and as I say, there's 5 games left, so I'll just like to keep plodding away at that.
What was the big change for you? You obviously come back here from the Championship and then came to Kilmarnock, and then hugely consistent season last season. You've sustained that again this term. Was there a moment in your own career where a penny dropped for you?
It was, coming here in the Championship, I wasn't signing here in the Championship. I was offered the deal before Kilmarnock went down, so it was a bit of a sore one to then see them get relegated. I'm sitting watching it and my season's finished because we would have knocked out the playoffs. And you're sitting watching it, you're going, oh God, please stay up. And then I was asked by Tommy Wright at the time, would I still come? And it was just right for me at the time. I loved 20 minutes away at the time, and I knew the start to the club, and I thought I wanted to test myself, and I thought it's a team that could definitely challenge for the title. And when you come in and you don't play as much as you like, it's difficult for any player, but I've kind of always had that in my head that you've got to back your kind of ability, and if you lose your head, that's when you kind of lose all sorts of, you don't lose your ability, but you kind of lose your chance to show it. You just need to be a good teammate when you can be, and just keep working hard, and that's what I've done. I just kept plodding away, I just kept doing as much as I could whenever I got the chance, and it was just about taking that chance when I finally got it. And I didn't get it until really I came back for the pre-season games last season, and then I enjoyed the Premier Sports games, and then I got another setback when I didn't get the starts the first 5-6 games, but I knew kind of what I could do, and I knew it was just about waiting and working as hard as I've always kind of liked to say I have done myself. And yeah, it clicked. Probably it was good. The first game against Motherwell, my first start for Kilmarnock in the Premiership, we went 1-0 down first. I can't remember what it was, and I was like, no chance, come on, don't happen to me. And then I managed to get the equaliser, and then we managed to get the winner, and from then that's when you need to start believing like you can play at this level, you can showcase what I've got, and just so happened that I did. And
who was important for you in that time?
Everyone's important. Like, as I say, like the start of the season, look at the gaffer and Doc, no matter when I was in the Championship, but it's not like they didn't like me. Like, I got on great with them, I got on great with all the staff. They helped me massively, and I feel like I was a good teammate at the time. Like, I felt that's what the team needed. They needed somebody that could, because you know what it's like, people have been in change rooms where you don't get so many good teammates, you don't get people who are happy for the people that are doing well. And I feel that's what's kind of helped me as well to when you do get your game, other people kind of look at where you've been, and I think they kind of use it as well. But said the gaffer was massive on me, Doc was massive on me, Peanut massive, Chris Burke was massive for me. There's loads, and it was just about waiting and being patient. Chris
Burke in particular, a winger himself who would know the position inside out.
That's another thing. I was not playing the Championship because a player like Burke himself was ahead of me, and you can either get annoyed about it or you can learn from it. I decided to watch him and learn and train with him every day and just learn why he's had the career he's had. And I wasn't afraid to ask him. I was probably a pest him, to be honest. But
you making smoothies as well now?
I'll not do that yet. I'll wait till I'm a bit older until I start eating like him. But he's a model pro. And I say what a player he was. And he maybe retired. I thought he could have went again. And just thank God he didn't. No, but let's say I would learn from him and do his best can, as many points. And then he was a coach last season, and he helped me massively. I probably pestered him just to help me after every training session, and he would always oblige to it. He would always help me as much as he could, and he would never tell me what to do. He would always just give me pointers. He would always just help in the right manner. And in my time at Kilmarnock, he's been a massive part in where I've kind of got to. And I say the gaffer, Doc, Peanut, they all helped me massively, and they're always the first to help you.
Mm-hmm. And obviously the goal return is significant. Getting into double figures for a winger, it's crucial. It just takes the granny off the out and out strikers too, when you know that there's a contribution coming, especially from your wide players.
Yeah, that's what the gaffer gave us, that challenge. He said to us early doors, like, who can be the first to hit 10? It wasn't me, but I've contributed enough kind of assists and goals. But that's kind of my next target, is get the 10 goals. I've got 5 games to do it. I'm sure I'll manage it. But as I say, it's for any kind of, it's difficult. I'm a bit deeper. I play kind of right midfield, or I play right wing back. So when I can contribute, when I can, it's enjoyable.
Is your manager a candidate for Manager of the Year this year? I
think absolutely. He's got to be. He's, from where we've been, he's had the belief as well as the players that have been here. Like, from the Championship, we've quietly spoken about things we want to achieve. It was first objective was getting out the Championship, and we've done it in amazing fashion. And then second objective, it was staying in the league, because it was essentially a team from the Championship. It was all about, can we stay in the league and then go again? And I say, everything we've kind of said, we've so far done. So and as I say, the results we've picked up this season and the way we've played, it's there definitely. I think I don't see why you shouldn't be up there.
And on a personal level, your performances haven't gone unnoticed. I know you've been linked. There's been a bit of speculation about your own future. I think you've still got a season left on your deal here, but there was chat at one point this season about a Scotland call-up. Is that something that's still in the back of your mind, especially when we hear today that it's going to a 26-man squad and Steve Clarke might be crying out for a right wing-back?
Yeah, that's like, well, as I say, like I've always had, I played when I was younger at Scotland and I've not been involved since, but it is an ambition of mine. You see players in that squad, they're a very, very talented squad. They've got some big players. I feel like I would bring something different to that squad if I was involved. I don't feel there's many like me out there that can offer something that I can offer. And you never know. It's, as I say, I would absolutely love it. I've not had any conversations with Scotland. I've had a couple of conversations with people in the Irish setup. It's because I qualify for that as well. But as I say, it's a massive ambition of mine, and obviously you're saying it's 26-man squad, you never know what can happen. I'm sure there's 2 friendlies coming up as well. If something was that was happening, then you can only prove yourself if you're there. So I'll just keep working away at club level, and if it happens, it happens.
Have you had any indication at all? I know you've said there you've not spoken to Steve or anyone from the SFAs, but has there been any indication that it could be in the pipeline?
No, as you say, you know yourself, you get the usual messages, you get the usual people asking you, have you got a chance? And no, I've not had any conversations. I don't know whether the manager has. I don't know what Steve's thoughts are. He's got a very talented bunch of players to pick from, so I'd imagine if I was anywhere near it, he'll come asking. So it's all I can do is perform on the pitch, and if, as I say, I'd offer what I offer, and if it was to come, it would be a massive honour. What's
the background to the Irish qualification?
My grandma was born in Dublin, so that was just something that popped up not that long ago, and it's obviously they're in a different situation. They don't have the Euros coming up, they don't have a manager at the moment. It's just a couple of people in the kind of setup have spoke to people of mine, and it's just, as I say, if something like that was to come, it's something you look at. Definitely don't say no to anything, but international football's got to be on the kind of vision of any kind of player.
And the thing with Steve Clarke is, he was here, he wasn't shy to bring in players that were here, like Greg Taylor, were introduced to the Scotland setup.
Yeah, my mate Brophy even got the call up from me. He was flying at the time, and he managed to get the call up to Scotland as well. And obviously Steve done a great job here. We've not quite got third, but we went far off it. But as I say, if we can get this club into Europe, which we're hoping we can do, it's still a massive achievement, and it's not third place, but it's a massive achievement, just like Steve's achievement here as well. And I'm sure he'll watch these games and hope that Kilmarnock do good. I'm sure he's got a great relationship with the club.
You'd have to feel as though too the exposure to any kind of European football would elevate your game a bit.
Yeah, of course, it's different challenges, it's different opponents. That's what you want to do here. You don't getting European football here is massive for the fans. I said at the start of the season, with fans, I thought maybe would we get it. But then the more you go on, the more results you pick up, then you need to start believing that, because as players you want to be playing in you watch Hearts and Aberdeen at the start of the season, they're playing big games, they're playing big teams, and you look at it and you go, that's what you want to do, that you want to play on the big stage to kind of showcase what you can do. And yeah, for myself personally, it's about playing as the biggest stage as possible.
And obviously there might be a bit of speculation about your own future. You've played so well over the last couple of seasons, a year left on your contract. How complicated can that be to deal with sometimes?
It can be complicated if you let it. If you get, as I said before, I think I might have said to you guys, well, if you're getting speculation and people asking you questions and things like that, then you must be doing something right. So say if I'm still getting speculation, then I must be doing well. And yeah, you just try not to listen to it. You've got people who take care of you, agents and managers, they look after you. I've got a load of good people around me who'll take care of stuff for me, and they just allow me to focus on my football. The gaffer will offer me what he offers me. He won't pester me on it, he won't pressure me in things, because he knows that it's about doing it on the pitch, and when the time comes, things will take care of itself.
And a personal situation might change the complexion of things a wee bit. I understand you've got a new baby on the way.
Yeah, I'm expecting end of August, so it's going to be a massive change in my life. So that's another thing you need to look at. You need to look after your family. It's obviously everyone's number one priority, and it's something I'm excited for. I'm looking forward to that. A different challenge, and it'll be that. But as I say, me and my partner are absolutely delighted. It's my family are all delighted, and everyone around me. So it's another thing to look forward to.
Brilliant. And just before we go, can you tell us about the blue strapping? Is this a superstitious thing, or is this a...
I get this a lot. People think it's a fashion thing, but it doesn't actually look good. It's just I've broke a bone in my wrist twice, and I just strap it up and I put a bit of thing around it, because one time I didn't do it, I fell on it in training and it broke it. It went again, so I just think in my head, maybe it is a wee bit of superstition in my head, if I don't wear it then I might break it again, but that's it. It's a sore wrist, that is it, genuinely. That's the story behind it. Right. People might not believe me in that, but it is.
Brilliant. Well, Danny, thank you for joining us. It's been a pleasure, and all the best for the rest of the season.
Thank you.